Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Texas Hotspot and welcome to Friday Night Fire. We're here for all you people that had that long week at work or that long week doing all your chores and tasks around the house, dealing with the kids, dealing with the boss, dealing with the coworkers, and you just want to come home and you want to take a load off and chill out and relax and you want a place to go hang out, this is probably a good place to do it. We're here for at least an hour to entertain you and bring you some good information and good things from a lot of good people. So without further ado, just as always, we like to get right into the show. I'm going to bring in my co-hosts for the evening. This next man, he's been here since the very first episode of Friday Night Fire. I believe we're going on 100 and something by now, but I always like to say he's been A1 since day one. Excuse me, let's bring him in. Brandon Collins, what's up, buddy?
What's up, Zach?
Excuse me. You're doing a little farting around, you said today, huh?
Artsy fartsy.
You're working on your stamps.
Yeah, my printings.
Yeah.
Working on this a deer, like a centaur guy right now.
All right.
But yeah, I just did this fish earlier this week, and it turned out really, really good.
Getting better, man. Getting better. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect.
Just farting around, I love it. So I gotta keep the creative juices.
Speaking of farting around, let's go ahead and bring in our next co-host. He's here every week, and he's over on the West Coast sweating it up. I don't know how hot it is over there. Probably not as hot as it is in Texas. Let's bring him in and ask him. What's up, Pepper Bay? How hot is it over there?
Can you hear us?
It's
He's thinking.
It's not too bad. We didn't hit triple digits today.
Yeah, it's same here. It's hot, but it's not unbearable.
Yeah.
100. It got to 110 today here in Texas. Which
thank you.
Is ridiculous. I think it's the last hot day.
That new shirt you got there?
Huh?
Is that new shirt you got there, bud?
Oh yeah. I drew this one. I mean, I found one with like some guy on fire, and it says, it said that, and I was like, man, I could buy some fabric markers and draw all over that and make it my own.
That was good. The Texas hot
but
spot.
Yeah, let's not leave our guest back there waiting.
In limbo. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just back there by himself. I don't know what he's doing. Let's not leave him by himself too long. It might create some problems. Ladies and gentlemen, today's a very special episode. Okay, so before we continue, let me go ahead and say this. I monitor my daughter's messenger. So if I go out and come back in real quick, it's because someone's calling my daughter, and I like to see who's calling her at all times. So that's what it is. I apologize for any inconvenience about that.
You're good,
Anyways,
Dad.
let's bring him in, guys. He's been a motivation for everybody. He's been an inspiration for everybody. We'll talk more about that. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from the West Coast, you see him, the League of Fire ambassador for the United States of America, Jif The Fireman. What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? It's been a while.
What's up, Jif? Yeah, it has been a while.
What's
going on, brother?
Been a while since you've been on Friday Night Fire. We missed you, man. I thought, we got to get him back on. We got to talk to him. We got to see what's going on. What's up?
Yeah.
How's it hanging?
Yeah, I think I was like one of the first shows.
Yeah.
It's been a while. It's
Season
good to
one.
see you, Jif. You look great. You look. You probably smell great. I'm sure. You
Definitely freshly showered.
Yeah. So look at that. He's sporting a Honey Boy shirt.
Oh, I didn't even know
Completely
that.
accidental.
Nice.
All right, let's go over to the comments, see who we got in here just hanging out. Kevin, as always. What's up, Kevin? Good to see you in here. Sip Chomper, he's a really loyal watcher. We got to have
Sip, hell yeah, man.
Gonna have to have Sip on one day, buddy. We'll get you on here, man. We'll learn more about Sip someday.
Yeah, because I don't even know who this guy is.
Well, not in a bad way.
By the way,
Not in a bad way, but just in a way that we would like to know more. And then also
Zach's mom.
Stephen Harrop in the house.
Hi, Zach's mom.
And of course, my mother, always here to support us on Friday Night Fire. Hello, Mom. I hope you had a really good week. She's always there. We talked a little earlier. Everything's going good. So, Jif the Fireman. Jif the Fireman, obviously, like I said, is the League of Fire ambassador for the United States of America, which I'm sure he proudly likes to advertise and tell he's such a big help with League of Fire. I don't think they could have picked a better person to do it. But what I don't think we really know too much about is the man himself. I would like I ask everybody on the show, welcome to the show, first of all. Thank you for coming. But if you could take the next couple of minutes just to give us an idea of who you are, your humble beginnings, if you will.
Yeah. You're getting older there, Jif. You led a very badass life, man. Tell us a little bit about
it. You could get as in depth as you want, or you could kind of summarize it up where you were born, your upbringing, when you came to America, your marriage, your kids, your job, and all that stuff. Just who is Jif the Fireman in your own words?
Guy?
All right, let's do a summary.
Yeah.
So, my dad's from Italy, or was from Italy, passed away. My dad's from Italy, and my mother was from Ireland, from County Kerry, and my dad was from Cassino in Italy. Big battle, Monza Cassino, World War II. So they met in London. My dad was a waitress, and my mother was a nurse student. But she got kicked out of her nursing program because she was doing more homeopathy, instead of going for the medicine, she was using herbs and what have you. And the nursing product, they were very much against that. So my mom was a big hippie, and my dad was like, they fell in love. They got married. They had my sister, then me. Then we moved to Italy around 1970. I would have been about 6 years old. And we lived in Italy till I was till 1976. Parents divorced. I moved back to England with my mom. Stayed in England. Went to school, went to university, graduated school, graduated university. Didn't want to teach. So the family business was basically masonry, stone masonry. That's what my father did. That's what my uncles did. That's what I did as a young kid. So it was either teach people that I didn't like or go into masonry. And I really enjoyed masonry. And masonry allowed me to travel the world. So I was able to, I picked up with a company out of London that were stone restoration company, castle restorations. So you got to travel all over. And it wasn't like you could just live in town and then go to work at the castle. You had to live in the castle because half of these were on a mountain. So helicopters would come once a month. So you could pick your tour, 1 month tour, 2 month tour, 3 month tour. I always picked the 3 month tour because I had no problem being on my own. And you could work 7 days a week, 10 hours a day, and accumulate so much money. And then they let you loose. Like, right, the next job is like in Spain. So you can they'll give you a ticket to return back to London, or you could take the money and make your own way. And I always took the money and made my own way. So depending on where I was, whatever castle or whatever area I was working on, you'd hit Amsterdam or hit Antwerp or you hit various places. So that made me, when I had time and money, I would travel. Like I worked, I think it was on the other side. It was in Hungary. And at the time, the wall was up. So I was on the other side of it working on this job. So naturally, I wanted to go through Russia, right, to China. It's just right there, right? And they're like, no, you don't want to do that. It's like 8,000 miles and there's barely any roads, barely any trains. Jeez. Good luck with that. And so that was a definite turn back. I was in Berlin in 1989. I ended up with a piece of the Berlin Wall because I was there when the Berlin Wall.
Jif, I hate to interrupt you because you're telling it great, and please remember where you left off. But you could blame it on this next person who's always late.
I'll bring him in. I know.
I wonder who it is.
Eric.
It's got to be the Midge.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in Eric Midge Wellbaum to the show.
Fashionably late, Midge. There you go. Number one, too, brother, man.
Sorry,
He's angry at us. He's angry at us for him being late.
All right, so Jif, Jif, as you left off, it was.
I was in Berlin in '89 as the wall came down.
There you go.
And I got a piece of it. It's just a chunk of concrete, but it's over there on the fireplace. And, because I thought, hey, and it wasn't like anything special with graffiti or anything. It was just a piece of concrete. Because what they do is they have these posts and then there's these metal concrete things that they slide between the posts. Yeah. And that's what they were shadowing. Even if you broke that, there was no man's land and all kinds of stuff through it. So after that, I came to America in late '89, just right after that. And I worked in Los Angeles, and then Los Angeles. And then I moved to Northern California up here. And up here is like perfect. Like what Pepper Bay was saying, here's what the temperature is right here.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
And it doesn't get higher than 80 and it doesn't get lower than 40. I love it.
Pepper Bay, you got an echo again, bud.
Yeah, got an echo again, Pepper Bay. Sorry, buddy.
Every week with that shit. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is. It could be a studio, the way it's set up, but sometimes he'll pop off, he'll pop back in, he'll get rid of it.
When he comes back, it'll be fine.
So you got here in '89. Okay, I was 2 years old when you got.
And then I left again in '90 because 91. Just the Gulf War, just after the Gulf. No, I went to Germany.
Ah, you lived in Germany?
No, I went to Germany for a job because I was there in June of 1990. I went there for like 3 weeks because I promised the company I would work. So I flew from America. And while I was there, it was kind of funny because I was like, hey, I was down when the wall was down. And this is like June, July. And they're like, hey, the Pink Floyd, the Wall concert's going to be on. And I'm like, I'm going to go watch Pink Floyd. And then none of them came.
Wow.
Well, Roger Waters was there, but he didn't perform. But you had people like Van Morrison singing Comfortably Numb and Sinead O'Connor singing Mother. It was friggin' awesome, That
would probably be better than the regular show.
That's what I was thinking. It was great. And it was a great time. So then, that was just a 1 month trip. Then I came back to the States. Then I went to Australia in '91 for 6 months for a job. And then I came back to the States because I fell in love with an American woman.
Oh yeah,
right?
Baby.
Came here.
And what is her name?
Well, we've divorced since.
Okay, so
I was like, Alex, right?
Yeah, well, we had 3 kids together, and then of course, after we divorced, I'm like, I'm never marrying again. And then Alex asked me to marry her years and years ago, and I was like, hell yeah.
When did you and Alex get married? What year?
I better remember that. 2014.
Yeah, you better remember that. Oh God.
I better remember that.
Don't worry, we don't get many viewers.
Yeah, and I was in hospital when she
gone
proposed.
Mainstream yet, just yet, Jim.
Yeah, I was in hospital when she proposed.
Okay, so we're at the point now. You came to America. You met an American woman. You married her. You divorced her.
Yeah, well, I divorced her 20-something years later. But in that meantime, I started my own company, the Guano Masonry, because that's what I was doing. For a while, I worked as a sheriff, and then decided that was insane. So then I became
Are you saying there could have been a Jif the Policeman?
There was.
Oh my God! I'm so glad you didn't.
Yeah, cute. Yeah.
He's like Steven Seagal, man. He's
No, it's not that bad. Well, I tell you what I had. I can't find my other badge, but like this is one of my old firefighter badges after I got my chief badge, and I had a spare one, and I gave it to Paul.
Nice.
To collect.
Yeah, I do. I remember that.
And then when I got my sergeant's badge, I gave him my old deputy original badge. So he's got that one because I'm like, here, you got to have like these American badges because, in England, they'd be considered like super, super cool. But then realized that, people in America are friggin' crazy when you're a sheriff.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah.
And then half the people couldn't understand me anyway. And I was too nice of a guy to be, and Firefighting seemed a better choice. So firefighting it was. So that's been it. And then I just retired last year, December, the end of December last year.
What year did you start firefighting?
Let's see. Originally it was 1995. 95. Yeah, the sheriff was 94 to 95. And then 95 onwards. So 20-something years.
Wow, good for you, Jif. And you just recently retired, correct?
Yeah, I could have carried on. And I mean, you know, because I'm in a small town. So if something disaster happens, I'm gonna be there anyway once I make sure everything's safe here.
Yeah.
And
so
then
it's safe to assume that's where the name Jif the Fireman comes from, because I usually ask people where their chili head name came from. So that's safe to assume because you
like when I came into the community, I don't know, I think it was like 2000 and let's see, I started my YouTube in 2005, 2006.
The Temple of Fire.
Yeah, now that's Temple of Fire. But then on Facebook, that was me and my brother Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then on Facebook, we did the Guano's Fiery Foods after my dad, who used to make like super hot stuff.
Yeah.
And my brother was making sauces, and my brother was the one that was doing all of the heat stuff and eating and doing all of the hot stuff. And, you know, I would just tease him. So anytime we'd meet each other, we'd all challenge each other. And then my mom would come and just destroy us. Be like, yeah.
Oh, your mom had a
my mom would be like, you know, if we were reaching for milk, she'd be like, pussies. That was my mom, like little 5 foot, 5 foot. And the amount of time, you know, you think, oh yeah, what can you do? And she, you know, she was a black belt in Aikido. She could mess you up something fierce.
Nice.
Plus, Steven Seagal.
Yeah, let's see, Steven Seagal. Hey, buddy.
I never did Aikido because I did a little bit of it. My brother was the one that really did all of that. That was all my brother. He was into all of the fighting, boxing, taekwondo, all of it.
And then, okay, so you also have, let's jump into another page you also have. You have a pretty famous and viral soccer page, if I'm correct. Or I'm so sorry, football page, if I'm correct.
Oh, yeah. The Arsenal FC transfer news and targets.
Yes.
That's me and a bunch of friends from England that, you know how everyone follows their favorite American handball team.
Is that what you guys call it?
Right, well, in England, well, yeah, it's like they only kick it twice.
Yeah, right.
The rest of the time, but I tell you, if you like your football, you got to watch Aussie Rules.
Yeah.
Aussie Rules is like all of it. It's like soccer, football, American football. Shit, we'll put baseball in there too, right? That kind of thing. And they're like, we're not going to go on a rectangular pitch or a square pitch. We'll make it round. We'll have like 4 goalposts. And basically, it's kind of like football. So instead of throwing it, you can kick it. But there's the rugby part rule where you can only run so much before you can bounce it off the ground. These guys got full stride, bouncing it off their foot or off the ground, back into themselves. And as they say, if you wear pads or anything like that, you shouldn't be playing the game.
It's definitely a man of many talents. And speaking of many talents, one of those talents is an impeccable and amazing tolerance to spicy food. Let's talk about that. Let's start getting into some of the amazing feats that you have done. Most notably and most recently, 20 Killer Queen version 2 chugs.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you that this is without a doubt one of the spiciest challenges on the planet, I'm not kidding. That's putting it lightly. This man, over a period of over an hour or around an hour,
an hour and 40 minutes.
Hour and 40 minutes.
I do 4.
That stuff was in my system.
Regular killer. I'm just like, oh god.
I can barely go 4 minutes after doing one.
Yeah. That's
if you ever want to see something good, watch the video that I made right after it. I think I'm wearing like a green Aqua Teen Hunger Force shirt, and I'm like, I'm doing fine. Inside, I'm just doing this outside. But Alex is like, you're full of shit. Look, you're just putting it on like that. As soon as he went up, I'm like, It was so bad, man. It was. I didn't think, when I tasted the first one, I was like, holy shit, this is hot. It was like, because it hit my stomach, and it normally doesn't hit my stomach straight away, but it hit my stomach. It was like, all right, what's up? And I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Right off number one. Yeah.
Right off number one. And then as it was going into 2 minutes, I'm like, this is fucking stupid. I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm going to look like a right dick, right? Because here's 20. I've got one. I'm going to fail on this one. And then my stomach just handled it. Once my stomach pain went, I'm like, all right. Like 10 was hard, 15 was harder, and
I don't know how you did it, man.
I don't know how you did it. It's an impossible feat for most people in the entire world.
I can still taste it.
I can still taste it. I bet, dude. Just a little known fact.
I didn't do challenges for a while.
Yeah, the only time I was ever to do multiples, I was on my bathroom floor for over 4 hours in agonizing pain after only doing 2 of them back to back. So just to put that in context, and I got a pretty high tolerance, but this man's tolerance is impeccable. It's unmatched. This man, let's move into your tincture consumption. Let's move into tincture consumption. Okay, so for those of you out here who don't know what a tincture is, it's just a bunch of spicy, hot powders, peppers, anything spicy, soaking in whole grain alcohol for a long period of time, and it's just soaking all the good stuff up. You can add anything you want.
It's like a capsaicin concentrate, basically.
Or I gotta say,
extract. Rather.
I gotta say, and I don't know if you guys can agree with me or not, I think Jif the Fireman has consumed the most tincture out of anybody I've ever known.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. Barnhog's done some.
I don't know.
I mean, Barnhog has been like consistent. But I mean,
Jif, I've seen you fill up like a Viking horn with tincture.
Yeah, dude.
This is what I'm waiting for to take a jar of it and just go for it.
It's kind of funny when you look at it. This is what I got left of
so early speaking of
this is what I got left of number 2.
Nice.
Special reserve.
That stuff's hot.
This is what I got left of the Jif Sour.
The
Jif This Challenge, that one. And this is the brand new one just done. Full up Death Adder, Brandon. Death Adder, remember?
That stuff's good.
This is no flavor. Pepper forward or pepper forward.
Ooh, I love it.
I reduced it from like 190 to 150. So that it wouldn't burn as much, and I just did a 3-day
method of reduction, Jif.
On this one was on this one I just let it evap for 3 days to get all of that. Nice. I just asked my buddy, instead of going 190, I only want like 150, 160, and he's like, okay. And when he was doing it through his still, he's like, this one tests out at like 155. I'm like, perfect, that'll do. I just didn't, because I've been doing the really high ones on these ones, and it's been killing people. And then I didn't.
You can buy like 200 proof, like pure. It's culinary ethanol, and I don't think it would work though. I think you need some sort of.
You need to be like Sean Satterfield and have the friggin' still with the laboratory shit and all that. Right, and if you try his tinctures, man, I don't know if you've heard of the Untouchables 24K, right?
Yeah.
With the gold leaf, that stuff, that stuff is like, that stuff's next level. These are like just within reason. If you move above 190, you get into volatile, like explosive. So, I just ordered all the little bottles and the stickers, and then these will be going out.
Nice.
I'm starting to get back into the tincture game. Actually, I'm trying to do it the best I can. Actually, tonight on the stream, I'm going to be doing a spicy chug with tincture, just to honor Jif the Fireman. We're also going to be getting into some fresh pods today because it's Fresh Pod Friday. So whoever out there has any fresh pods, I think just me and Midge have a few fresh pods we're gonna probably try to eat, but we're gonna get spicy a little later.
I accidentally threw mine away earlier.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, Midge accidentally threw all the
all of them.
He had like 60 of them earlier.
They didn't know the streets.
Don't worry, Midge. We're not getting into that yet. There's still a few things that I want to hear about and learn about from Jif the Fireman.
Yeah, what about that time when Jif drank a whole bottle of the bomb?
There you go.
I rewatch that video all the time.
That was
not
stupid.
Many people in the world can do this.
Gross.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that was in 2020.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Damn.
Yeah.
I think you need to do. I think you need to do it again.
It was a good idea to drink an entire bottle of 9 million Scoville heat unit extract.
Yeah, the one that I did lately was this one from Mr. Spicy.
Yeah,
still a little bit of the left. That's 9 million.
9 million Scoville heat unit. To put that into perspective for the people who don't know, like maybe my mother watching, like what does that mean? 9 million Scoville heat units is about the equivalent to eating 4.5 Carolina Reapers. But not really. It just depends on.
It's hot.
It's hot. It's a completely different game.
You got to take 4 Carolina Reapers and put them together and have them like transform
into like one drop.
Yeah, transformed into a mega Reaper.
Yeah. I mean, I think that one of the hottest sources was that The Last Bite by
K.
Jones. Yeah, K. Jones. Damn, to find out.
I think Dave's Insanity Sauce is one of the hottest.
So yes, Jif was also part of a extract based sauce chug, and he did a really good video. I liked the video, that one. So you're saying that was one of the hottest ones?
That was one of the hottest ones. That was like that was at 16 million. Just that.
Yeah. Shout
out. I don't know how you guys have tried Dan Reed stuff, right? Or some of you have.
I have tried Dan Reed stuff. Dan Reed goes a little crazy for my liking.
Well, his roulette challenge is like, damn, it's like 16 million with 16 million cap crystals on top of it.
Yeah, so he's a little extreme.
Did he do the
LSD for me?
But I mean, I've been getting sauces from Dan for years and years. I'm actually due to do an order, but he's got this one called Foie, Cough, and Die, right? And it's all spelt different ways. And it is
cough and
die. Cough and die, right? It's like PHWOAR. KOFF and DAI, right?
Nice.
And he's the one that makes Mr. Spicy and this one, Gonjam. That one is, I think this one's only 6 million. I think.
Does he also make the squid ink?
No, that's Rick.
That's Rick. Yep.
Rick makes the squid ink and horsepower, and it's like Dan
horsepower
and Rick. They do a great job of hiding. You remember in Dallas when we tried that the squid?
Oh, yeah.
That squid is good too. I like the
horsepower. It's like super hot, but the taste, the thing that I enjoyed was there was no other ones in there. There was no other peppers. The heat came solely from the extract, and you could taste no copper. No pennies, none of that. Just pure heat and stomach wax.
Yeah. That was against both of those sauces. The horsepower.
It
that
is
horsepower is
possible
real
to do that.
good.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Real quick, I wanted to get into this real quick. You are the American League of Fire ambassador.
Indeed.
So when did you start getting involved with League of Fire, and how did that come about? Can you get more into that? Your involvement with League of Fire and where it's now?
Yeah, well, it would have been probably early 2019, right in its inception. I started following it, and my brother was telling me. My brother knew some friends. Like my brother was friends with Sean Overthrow even before like League of Fire. My brother had been doing the show. And then he moved it on to the Spy Show. And that's how we came to know all these people in the community, like Dan Reed, Irina Ligierski, is basically through the Spy Show. So I would always be in the background, taking care of background stuff, making memes about my brother because he was stupid enough to go out and do it. And then he ended up with a heart condition.
Ah, that's right.
So he stepped back, and I'm like, all right, well, I need to step up in his place now because we've got to have a presence. So my brother stepped back, and I was the one that stepped up into it. So right around 2019, he's like, Shaheen and Paul, they're going to be coming to. It was just right after the filming of We Are the Champions.
Yes.
They're going to be coming to America in Sacramento. So I'm like, all right, I'm going. So I ended up going down to that, getting a flat tire on the way down, and then the next weekend, they were in a brewery in Sacramento, and I went to that one too. And that was the one where it was just her against Johnny Scoville in the brewery. And I'm like right up in front, straight right up in front. So as they're eating, you can just taste the peppers coming off of them. And that's basically where I first met Paul and Shen there. That was 2019. And then, of course, I stayed really involved, I think, through NEUK because I was an admin over there at the time. And that was it, really. Started doing challenges, sending out challenges, seeing people, helping people to do challenges. Messing up on the Bites challenge, that's what really made me want to help people. You guys know the story. I don't need to tell it again. But I was doing the Bites challenge and I messed up. I did like 7 boxes. I did 7 boxes. And I forgot to record. I didn't press the button to record. Short story. Bummed me out. And I was sick, and I didn't touch chocolate for like over a year. Now, if I tell you that chocolate hurt me more than the Killer Queens.
Golly.
I'm telling you, that 7 things of chocolate hurt me more than the Killer Queens did. I wasn't as prepped for the chocolate as I was for the Killer Queens. For the Killer Queens, I was ready for the
tolerance is a good thing, man. Like, we weren't doing half the stuff we're doing now 2 or 3 years ago. Last year,
it just shows how we've evolved, Brandon. It's
crazy.
It's at the start. You would do like a cup. You would do a half rub your tincture, and it would burn you up. Now you're like making it, blasting it, and
we've all come a long way since 2020.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see the goop flaps as much as I used to.
Oh man, the other day.
If you go back,
I don't know. When we first saw Goop, we were like, "What the fuck is wrong with that guy?" I'm like, well, I mean, it takes his mind off of it.
Yeah. So, I met Jif. I just want to tell a quick story. We'll get on. If Brandon has any questions, Med, you have any questions, we'll get on with that. I just want to tell a quick story about Jif the Fireman, so people out there can get a general idea of how kind-hearted and awesome he is. I was lucky enough to be one of the individuals, and Midge was there too, and I think Pepper Bay was there too. So let's get him back on here. He can attest to this. We were lucky enough to compete in a pepper eating competition with Jif the Fireman in San Diego on the first annual West Coast Hot Sauce Experience. Now, we all knew Jif the Fireman was going to win this pepper eating competition. Everybody out there, including myself who was in it, put money on Jif the Fireman to win this competition and take that belt and be our champion. Jif is the kind of guy that, well, I'll just get right into it. He stood up and gave up. Well, I don't want to say gave up. He stood up
for me.
He stood up after some bitch ass pepper, just to even make things worse. He stood up after a pepper and he respectfully bowed out. And we all knew the reason that he did that was to, number one, be more part of League of Fire in an administrative way. Number two, it was more of a bow out and respect to the people on stage. But number three, he just wanted someone else to get that belt, someone to hold it. And it just, he's a kind-hearted, big-hearted man. But let's hear it
Very
from you,
selfless.
Jif. I've always wanted to know this. I've always wanted to hear it from the goat's mouth. Why did you stand up, Jif?
I was going to be the first one out, but you guys started dropping like flies.
Yeah, he's not that kind-hearted. He made me fucking.
I was like, damn.
Honestly,
I wasn't going to be in it, but there was only going to be 6 people. And when you look back at it, right, I could only get 6 people to compete in a belt match. Right, next match I had like 15, 20. One after that, I've got like 40. And it just shows how it has grown. But really, I didn't want. It was the first match in American soil. I didn't want an Englishman to win, the title either. And not only that, I didn't really want to go. I wanted to go swimming with my kids. They're like, Dad, can we go swimming in the pool? Right? And I'm like, hell yeah, we go swimming in the pool. I can't go swimming in the pool. Be like, blah. So I remember coming off when I came off stage. They're like, you didn't take any milk, and I think Carissa figured it out. Because Carissa and Alex were in the front, and Carissa's like, yay, Bat Pants, go Bat Pants. And Alex is like, yay, Bat Pants, go Bat Pants. And Carissa's like, wait, what? Like, yeah, Bat Pants, go Bat Pants. She knew, because I told her I'm gonna probably be the first one to stand up. And then I didn't expect people to stand up so quick.
Yeah.
Those numbers are hot, man.
Let me down, Jif.
I mean, just so you guys
Well, the
know,
hot ones were starting to come. The brain strains. They weren't even really hot until they got after the brain strains. They were coming.
just so you
Hey,
know,
the one that got me out was a prima tally, chocolate prima tally.
Yeah. Ugh.
Those are delicious.
No, fuck
To you?
that pepper. And that was the first one we had to eat in the damn belt match in San Diego.
I know they messed with us on that one.
This is the one that took me out.
It was a unripened primatali.
It was
For the first round. I was like, what are you doing to us, man?
I wanted to see who we could knock out. Well, I don't know if you saw how much harder it just got harder and harder. Even in like that, that was the road match. Even in the belt match, me and Johnny were just trying to destroy people there at the end.
Yeah.
At the end, we were really trying our best to. Because it just shows where in San Diego, or when in the first one, we were dropping like flies. You get to the end and it was just Ruthie against Bat Pants. So you're like, yeah. Whereas if you look at the final on the European, I don't understand. I'm like, I called all 4 spots of those too. I was like, it's going to be Giancarlo's going to be first. Second is going to be Daniel. Third is going to be Anna, and third was going to be Lupe, and then fourth was going to be Anna. And they all came in just like that. I was like, yeah. And, it just shows how chili eating has come. And I mean, I'm a good chili eater. I can eat a lot of chilies, but I'm by no means the best. There's people out there that can eat a lot better than me. I look now and I'm like, I'm getting on, so I don't need to, I don't have too much to prove other than the odd challenge here or there.
For funsies.
I say I've stopped doing multiples, but I bought a whole crap load of more of those.
There's only one best, and we all know who she is.
Oh man, I'm telling you.
I don't know. Chris is coming up quick.
Oh, Chris. Even Mike Jackman puts on. People can they can put on. When you look, it's only when you do the challenge like them you realize you're like, damn, if it hurt me this much, how much is that going to hurt you?
Yeah.
Because if I looked up and I'm like, I could eat peppers, I could not. I think when I was training for San Diego, I ate, I think it was 50. I sat down and did like a 50 pepper eat as a practice.
Yeah.
And
Not me.
And Hina was telling me, doing that as a practice, it's going. I'm like, roughly, I figure if you can eat 50 peppers of 50 super hot, you should be, you should be able to get at least to the speed round if there is one. So if there's anyone else, and that's the beauty of it, where everyone's like, you got to sit there. Everyone has their views about pepper eating. Sit there for as long as you can. I'm like, look, dude, 10 rounds. And I'm feeding you like 30, 40 peppers. That's going to kick your ass. That's endurance. Yeah. If you can sit there through 30, 40, of, because Johnny was going to me, should we give him 3? I'm like, let's give him 6.
Yeah.
Right? And they're all going, why are you giving me habaneros in the 3rd round? I'm like, I'm trying to fill you up. I know habaneros aren't hot. You're going to be.
You guys were just calling it on as you were going on the stage.
No. Well, no, we added more because people were dropping out. So this round said so many. I wanted to get people out because I wanted to make sure that everyone had one of those.
Was it Jif or Johnny that came in with
badges? We only had like 5 badger drinks, and that was going to be one of the last shots. So I'm like, we need to be down to 5 people by this time. Otherwise, I have to divide it out. And I would rather give everyone a bottle, and that's what we ended up doing. And it was just amazing, man. Because I was just going up telling everyone how much I love them by giving them peppers.
It's very reassuring.
Jif, was it you or Johnny that was going around whispering in everyone's ear, "I'm gonna fuck you"?
No, that was me. That was you.
Yeah. When he said that shit, I was like, "Oh god damn! I know he is."
If you're watching and just now tuning in, this is a TVMA.
Yeah.
All right,
these peppers are hot.
This is TVMA.
I'm still here.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
All right, so moving on real quick. Real quick, did you guys, Brandon, Chris, Pepper Bay, Midge, did you guys want to talk to Jif about anything? Ask him any questions? Anything like, I want to talk to Jif about this tonight?
I'm going to steal Pepper Bay's question that he usually asks. What is your favorite challenge?
Favorite challenge?
Does it have to be League of Fire or just
No. It can be any challenge.
Any challenge.
Any spicy challenge.
I don't know, man. I mean, any spicy challenge. Normally, I like going for the hottest tincture I can find. That's one of my favorite. As for eating challenge, man, the old Agnes stuff is great. The late for work salted caramel Vive Bar.
We're not sponsored by Old Agnes, but we sure do love them.
No, man, I'm telling you,
those guys. Woo.
This one here is something that I've been.
That's just delicious, man.
Whenever you hear us talk about how much we love Old Agnes, it's not because we're sponsored. It's
one of those.
It's because they produce great tasting stuff. Oh yeah, the Unbearable.
That right there was. That was, man, so good. That one. I was working with Steve and Michelle, and I'm like, you guys need a 1-point challenge. It needs to be a good 1-point challenge, like the anti-Parky chip. It needs to taste good. It needs to be hot, but not too hot. And if you remember in Dallas, we brought a whole bunch of samples of the original Unbearable, which those were hot, but they were really enjoyable, and they weren't really competitive level hot. So we moved it up to Chili Head 4. That's what this is at, the Unbearable. And it's kind of knocked down. If you have Chili Head 4 straight as in the Rice Krispie treat itself, I've got a slab of it in the cupboard because I got some left over. I'm like, Steve's like, here, take this with you. I'm like, oh man. It's just unbelievable. So we made that up, and of course that one was a little too hot, so that ended up with 2 points. So I told him to take the original one that we tried, Unbearable, take that heat, which was a spicy 3, I think, and then add orange to make the orange you glad it's not too spicy. And I think they made an amazing job of doing it. It's great, and I mean the amount of work that they put into it. When you open it, you're like, that's it. But the amount of, because it's double dipped in some of the best chocolate ever, man.
It's delicious. It's absolutely delicious.
It really is. They're absolutely amazing products.
So when the show comes out that we were working on, you know about that.
Yeah.
There's actually going to be a highlighted portion of the show that highlights the Unbearable Challenge.
Yeah, there's going to be you top 2, as I remember.
I took
there's going to be a lot. puke.
Record.
I remember seeing the picture. I was like, "Oh, is that artwork or is that goop?"
That's just puke. That's a bunch of puke.
Hints of chocolate.
Came projectiling out. So real quick, guys, I wanted to get into something real serious before we get into spicy stuff. Because we're moving on to about 15 minutes left. If we want, we can always go over, but about an hour is when we start wrapping it up. So real quick, to the viewers out there, I want to let everyone know, please do not try to recreate or reenact anything we do on this show or on this channel. We are all professional idiots, and we're all used to eating spicy stuff. With the news of the most recent death caused supposedly by the one-chip challenge, I can't really, they haven't determined yet if that was the cause from that teen in Massachusetts. My condolences here from the Texas Hotspot and my family here. Our condolences to that family. It's very tragic and unfortunate for that kid that happened. But we do take this very seriously, and we're about to get into some spicy stuff. We're about to start eating some super hot peppers. I even have this death pop right here that I'm going to probably open up. It's a 10 million Scoville unit lollipop. But I know what I'm doing because I've been doing it for years, and I'm a professional idiot when it comes to doing this stuff.
It's important to read directions.
For the parents out there or the kids out there watching, because I do know I have a few subscribers from the school that I was working at. It's just,
take it slow. Build your tolerance with some jalapenos and then habaneros,
Yeah, if anybody, real quick, before I'm going to go start getting my stuff ready. If anybody has any opinion or anything they want to say about the most recent news about that, please discuss amongst yourselves while I go get some spicy peppers.
There's a reason why League of Fire, you have to be 18, and that's why we read off these little beauties, okay? On the packaging, it says you have to be 18. It's really important to read stuff before you do it in life in general. Read the directions, read the instructions. Life will be better for it.
Don't succumb to peer pressure.
I think it was only a matter of time before one of these challenges took somebody out. We all have different health conditions and this and that. These challenges can really exacerbate that stuff.
You gotta know your limits, Brandon. I know my limits.
You can hurt yourself, really.
Do you, Jif? I don't know. You did 20 YouTubers.
Yeah, we just, I wouldn't want anyone to die because of some stupid challenge, of course,
I'll show you this one, Pepper Bay. But,
it feels good to push your body, and to overcome something like this. That's why we do it, What about you, Midge?
What?
What's your opinion on the whole
you gotta need
baggy chips getting taken off shelves and stuff?
Stupid.
It's stupid.
It's stupid. This kid didn't die from a one-chip challenge.
No, I don't think so.
They're taking away basically the negative publicity that goes with it.
He ate it at school, and like 4 hours later, he died at home.
Anyone that's got these chips now, because I don't know if you noticed, in the last couple of years, Parky chips have always been like $6.99. Even on eBay, the highest they've ever been is like $6.99. Buy a whole pack for buy 10. This was the first year that they offered you could buy 30 instead of your usual box of 10. You could buy 30 at a time, and all of a sudden I was like, wait, they're $22 each, and savings 54% off, now only $9.99. And I'm like, it's never been $22. It was always like $6.99, $7. That was the good thing. It never surpassed $10. Even when you bought them in gas stations. Parky realized that, people are selling chips, older chips, and people are paying for it. I know people that have paid $70, $80, and had it shipped to a foreign country just so they could say they did a Parky. So there's, and Parky realizes that all of a sudden people are doing this, and there's a lot. So now they do this. So any of these now are going to become, this is the one that made Parky shut down. You want to buy the chip that killed someone? Anyone that's got that chip now holds on to it, and in like 5 or 6 years, if they wanted to, that's all they've done is create more. They've created a
bigger hype
on the collectible. I think I've seen a few people who went in and tried to buy some, and they're not even selling them in the gas stations anymore. And they're
not. They're not allowed to. It would be a possible lawsuit to sell them at this point.
Well, it was weird because I was going to get some for League of Fire. And as I was thinking about it, because they went to Riady and all this, I was like, wait, look, there's a bunch of negative publicity here surrounding, this kid. And then like the next day, they pulled it, and we're like, all right, well, that's it then. It is.
I don't think there will be a 2024 Pocky 1 chip.
No, I'm not a fan, and I'm not a big fan of the chip. I don't mind it, but overall, when you start looking at the challenge itself, as a challenge, yeah, it's a hot chip, but it tastes awful.
Yeah, there's so much better. Reefer Work is putting out some munchies that are amazing. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Flavor too.
Yeah, and even Harvest 912, they're putting out challenges that you're like, yes, this tastes good.
It's good.
It's like back in the day when people used to make like edible cookies. They're like, here, try one of my edible cookies, and you're like, oh no. So it's drink. These you can actually eat. It's one of those. So it does make. I do like that. You're like, oh my god, my mouth is on fire, but that tastes damn good.
Be careful, Sip.
Yeah, be careful, Sip, when you do this one chip. I hear, it's a pretty hot chip this year. I mean, I'm sure you're used to doing spicy stuff. I don't think we have to worry about anything with you, but
somebody's been saying that, or there's been people out there saying that like this has been like doing adverse effects to other people as well. I just want to go ahead and say this was the least spiciest package chip I felt. I don't know where everybody else is at so far. I actually didn't even throw up afterwards. Let it run through its course, no problem. I don't know about everybody else here. We just did it last week.
Wasn't bad.
Did you have any adverse effects like at the normal for a package chip?
I will be honest. The very first time I did this new one chip was I didn't get recording footage of it because I was an idiot. But I will be honest, I did it with no prep because I thought it wasn't going to be anything. And about an hour later, I was on my kitchen floor with cramps throwing up. So, I mean, it could happen to anyone. The only problem is I know how to handle capsaicin cramps, and I know when to get it up and how to get it up. Maybe this kid did not know how to handle his cramps that came with the chip.
Panic, probably.
He could have had an ulcer. He could have had a panic attack. I mean, nobody knows. I really hope it wasn't just the chip's fault, because that means that capsaicin can kill people now, and that's bad for us. But
I think people blamed it. It was the same with the guy who they said ate Carolina Reapers and it burned a hole in his esophagus.
No.
And I'm like, no, what burned a hole in his esophagus was his continually throwing up. His stomach acid was what's burning his hole.
Yeah.
It wasn't the capsaicin.
Capsaicin cannot burn through intestines or flesh.
No, I mean, and the only capsaicin, you can stand most capsaicin. The only one you'd avoid would be the Cactus 16 billion. That one you don't want to mess with.
Which Johnny Scoble, I guess, has something very big.
Me and him have been talking about it. I'm like, I'd give it a go.
It was
I'm not doing it. There's no way you'll ever catch me with 16 billion Scoble.
No, there's no way I'm doing 16 billion. But to take that and then dilute it down.
You could probably dip a toothpick in that and make like 30 bottles of hot sauce. Hot as shit.
Crazy.
Oh, it's like, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Speaking of dumb people who are willing to do it, here's the Scoville unit.
I see Chris. I'm like, I know Chris is thinking like me, and we're both like, yeah, I'd give it a go. I'd give it a
in on it. Yeah, he wants in on it. You won't see me near it.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
I'd try it.
I could imagine. I could imagine. You know what? I did what? I did 16 million a bunch of times, and what? That's 1,000 times stronger. I think I could imagine
1,000.
It's a million.
You know the difference. You know the difference between a million and a billion.
Not
a lot.
Times.
Right. So a million is like 7 days. A million seconds is 7 days. 7 or 8 days. A billion seconds is 32 years.
Yeah.
There's the difference in how. So billion is like off the friggin' charts, man. It's
off
like
the charts, billions.
Off the charts. It's like
you're gonna feel
billions.
It's gonna be like,
dollars.
You're gonna feel it.
All I can see would be like a spicy peyote or something. Like that.
But is it?
Would it kill the nerve ending? Like it just kills your taste bud. Whatever it touches, no, it's gone.
You know, it'd be like, oh look, there's Jif.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
So how did they figure out about that?
Probably people doing dumb shit and
that lollipop, Zach.
or somebody put it under a microscope and was like, "Oh, it has the same structure as capsaicin." I wonder.
We're gonna see about lollipop in a minute. I promised Midge down there that I would eat. It's Fresh Pod Friday, and I got a couple fresh pods I saved. Midge, you said you had a couple fresh pods.
We don't have to. By all means, go ahead and eat your lollipop.
Well,
yeah, you guys
Pepper Bay, you planning on doing anything spicy tonight at all? You got anything at all? You don't have to. I don't want y'all to ever feel forced to do something. There you go, Midge. Midge does it. Oh, I got one that kind of looks like that. And Jif the Fireman, you are our guest tonight.
Okay, I will.
You're more than welcome to join us on our burn as we end up the show here. You don't have to though. You're not needed to burn with us. What you got there, Jif?
Hold on, where's it at?
It's the Black Death Adder.
Yeah. Can you explain to the people what exactly that is?
So what it is Death Adder powder, and Death Adder powder. It's hard to get, and on top of it, it's instead of how you get the bitter taste out of Reaper. So when you're cooking with Reaper or making anything with Reaper, you're like, oh, it's got that bitter Reaper taste. Well, the Death Adder has. If you tried any of branded sweets, I had a little bit left over from the Death Adder, and I gave it to him to make up some.
Actually, the chili crisp, every iteration of the chili crisp has Death.
Yeah, because it's sweet, and it makes a lot of difference in chocolate and in food. Instead of having that, you'll have the heat. It's still hot. So I used that most of the powder, and I had a tiny little bit left. And that's what I gave to Brandon, and then I hit
up Steve a couple weeks ago about getting a kilo of that stuff.
Yeah, it's hard to get. That's what's good. That's what's good about it. But so I put about 3/4 of it in a half gallon, and by the three quarters of it, and then I just filled it up with about 155 proof moonshine. So that's what this is. I drew it out, filtered it like 6 times, and now it just looks like that.
Pepper Bay, what you got there?
Okay, so I was gonna try this, but now I'm even more scared. I hadn't officially tried this yet. The seal is still on it, but look how much it's reduced on itself. Hold on, it's like down right here. So
it's delicious.
I'm gonna do it.
That one's not like a big mouth.
I'm not gonna do a Robbie, but I'm gonna do a little drop.
What you got there, Jif? Is that the?
This is what he's got. Black Death.
Okay.
See, I haven't done that one. I don't think I've tasted that one by itself. I did it in chugs, and it wasn't a mouth burn.
Here we go. This is what I gotta be ready for.
Hot. Oh, Jif, don't.
So thick.
That's Black Death. So that's about, I don't know, 15 mil. That's got to be about 15.
Did you do it, Pepper Bay?
I'm getting it ready. Give me a second.
I want to see Jif take this shot.
Oh, God.
Ladies and gentlemen, do not try this at home.
What is it, 17 mil, something like that?
Something like that. That's a cool little shot glass.
Okay, in perspective, a single teardrop of this will put the normal person on their knees.
Yeah, so this is Black Death, and this is the one that Pepper Bay has.
So a Robbie is about 5 milliliters.
This is probably about 6 or 7 milliliters.
Yeah.
Okay, and Pepper Bay, you got some too.
Yeah.
You guys.
I would only do a rubby of it or a proper of it.
I'm not doing a rubby of it for sure.
No, do even like half of a dropper. This does take some getting used to. I will say that.
Bro, I'm telling you, the flavor on it though is it's very pepper delicious.
It's hot.
Jif's gonna take a shot.
That was a 2-year draw. 2 years. I forgot about it.
We can get in on this and
that'll be plenty to feel it.
Oh my God, that's gonna hurt.
Oh my God, it's so thick right now.
I know, so's this one. And it's oily.
Oh.
All right.
I think you guys are both gonna try it at the same time here. Jeff's gonna take a shot at that fucking thing, dude. He's crazy.
I'm drinking a little bit more than the bottle you have in your hand.
You got it, Pepper. You got this. I like that thing. I'll tell you.
I did too.
Delicious.
All right, here we go.
Getting a little spicy, man. Just a little spicy tonight.
That's fine. Cheers, Jim.
He's gonna try
Cheers.
Oh my God, it's like syrup.
How is it? How's the heat, bud?
Oh, he's gargling.
Gargle, no!
He gargled it.
That's hot.
It's not hot yet, and I'm worried, Jip. I'm so worried.
Maybe you need to do a little
more.
Maybe you need to do a little bit more.
No, that's the thing. It's not. I didn't get a big mouth burn from it.
Yeah, it's not too bad on the mouth. I can feel the syrup going down my esophagus.
What's up, Sonny? Good to see you, buddy. Welcome in. We're getting a little crazy. Getting a little crazy here. Pepper Bay's gonna take another couple little drops of the Black Death. Here's Liz. What's going on, Liz?
So I heard the best way to tell if it's spicy, Pepper Bay, is by putting it in your eyeball.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Somebody puts down $1,000, maybe I'll do that, but not until that.
Yeah. How you feeling, Jeff?
I'm gonna do a Robbie for dominance.
Hell yeah. Bro, I haven't done a Robbie in so long.
Then do one. Come on, Brandon.
Oh, that's not as bad.
You got some Carollo tink there.
He's going more. He's taking more. It's like a showdown between Pepper Bay and, well, not really a showdown. Jif already killed you.
Just drink the rest of the bottle, Pepper Bay.
Got some swamp punch.
Brandon, what do you got, Brandon?
Let's do it. All right, I got some.
I talked him into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brandon said he wants. Oh shit!
Dropper.
A proper dropper.
Hey, that's better than nothing.
Woo! Come on, man.
That's such a delicious tincture.
Look at Jif. How you feeling, buddy?
The Corolla.
Yes.
How you feeling, Pepper Bay?
My brow's sweating.
You got Brandon. All right, Mitch. We gotta get with
that
the burn.
That is delicious.
Here, let me show my pepper off first.
Fuck, it's hot though. I'm out of practice.
Got me this is a scorpion strain berry. I'm not really sure what kind of strain it is. But this is a scorpion pepper. It's got a nice little tail on it, which is really weird because usually scorpion peppers don't have a tail like this. I'm not really sure what cross of pepper this is, but it was given to me by Nick Kemps. I can't wait to try it. It looks delicious. What do you got, Midge?
I have a C22, which is apparently it's a cross between a Carolina Reaper and something called the Beast from Germany or something. And it says it's between 870,000 to 1.75 million. But then I read another thing that says it's over 2 million, they believe. So I don't know. I don't know. Michael from Prescribed Burn Sauce yesterday, I gave him one. He ate it, and he wasn't too bad. I mean, he got the hiccups instantly on that. But
all right. Well, like I said, we're going to join the burn. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Scorpion Pepper Pod. I'm going to go ahead and just plop this right in my mouth. Oh. All right, Mitch, what you got?
I'll take another couple drops.
That looks good, man.
It smells.
Pepper took another couple of drops. I'll do it.
Here we go.
Cheers, Midge.
Oh.
Woo! Wow, that's a spicy pod. Wow.
That's hot tincture, dude.
Feel the
But
burn, baby.
I'm just a pussy.
Oh no, I got the hiccups.
When you do a Robbie of it, it's way more intense.
Yeah, I did a Robbie of that death. Black
I got the
death.
hiccups.
Very intense.
Look at Pepper Baby. You all right, buddy?
I'm sweating.
Woo, that was a toasty pod.
I'm glistening, guys.
Look at Jif chilling.
My nose is running.
Dude, I love burning
Eric?
with y'all.
Eric's rock hard
I
over
love
there.
getting together with y'all.
It's
I
hot
love
as
burning
shit.
with y'all.
You look like you're holding it down pretty good.
It's coming. It's still climbing.
Oh, there we go.
It's like that Yodel guy on The Price is Right.
Baby. Wow. Dude, that little scorpion pepper packed a punch, man. All right, let's get back to where we're all hanging out.
That was fun.
Everyone's sniffling and
Wow. That's a hell of a pepper. I'll tell you what. Great job, Nick Kemp, on growing that pepper. I still
He's a
got
great grower.
Man, Nick makes some friggin' tincture too. Some great tincture.
Huckleberry Hammer, that is probably my favorite.
That's my favorite. Yeah, man, I love that.
Oh,
I friggin' chugged a bottle of it, and it was like it huckleberried my hammer. I tell you.
Oh.
Midge, what do you think on that pepper? How'd that pepper taste, Midge?
Tasted all right. It's hot.
How's it hot, mister? I'm going for the Sacramento belt, and you should talk about some of that before we gotta go.
Absolutely, yes. Please talk about the Sacramento belt, Midge. Please let us know.
All right. Well, yeah. So October 21st, Sacramento Road to the Belt match. Oh, we're having it's going to be at a farmer's market. I'm bringing in spicy hot sauce vendors or spicy type vendors. And I'm going to win the belt, obviously.
Not with the way you're acting right now.
No, I think you'd go versus man.
Yeah, some little girl's going to come out of the audience and be like, I'll take it.
There's people in the audience. I'm going to be the one there judging and dispensing peppers and pain.
Yeah.
And I think Midge has got a DJ lined up, a local radio DJ that's going to host, and we've got 3-4 confirmed seats already. And even if it is only 3 or 4, that would be an easy belt to win to give you a seat at, a match. So, all depends. It's in Sacramento. It's just one day on Saturday, right, Midge?
Yeah. It's not going to be an all-day thing. It's like 8 to 1. We'll probably do the pepper eating competition around 11, 12-ish, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it could go longer than 1, but
the way people have been eating peppers lately, and it's been amazing watching people do that.
Yeah, Chris could just sit down for like hours eating. I don't know how you guys do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
man, that was a toasty little pepper. I'll tell you what.
A good thing about it is that we may want to, we'll be looking for sponsors if anyone wants to sponsor their sauce or their product for a round. Most it's got to be like a super strong sauce, or at least something hot for one of the rounds, because that's always a good way of getting the name of your company out there, and with the special bunch of. I think after the show, after the TV, which we know about, I think it's going to get a lot more busy for us here.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
me too. There should have already been a trailer out. I'm not sure what's taking them so long. The premiere date was supposed to be set for next month. We'll see about that. I am in constant touch with a few of the producers just to make sure what's going on. They keep asking me questions of how. Actually, they stopped asking me questions about editing, which is good news. That means they've edited.
Yeah.
Because when they were editing, it was almost every day. Who's this? Who's this? What is this? I need this person's signature. I need you to put me in touch with this person. And I was like, God damn, dude. It's good to help them. I hope the show came out great. I can't wait to see a trailer. I can't wait to see it. And it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they're not going to put anyone in negative light. I think everyone, because there was I didn't see any real negativity there. Mostly it was positivity. So I hope that
there was one incident where they really ate it up. They were in my face when we had a little bit of drama with a certain pepper group.
Yeah. But hopefully that boils over and
all use.
I got a little upset.
The one that I'm really looking forward to is because I was right up the stage right there, right by Goot, and all of a sudden Goot's eating the peppers and he goes, and the cameraman's like, wow. I'm like, give me some room, dude. Use the zoom. It's like right.
They were waiting. For the
homeboy was eating Dippin' Dots off of a trash can.
I was eating Dippin' Dots off a trash can, and the camera guy was right in my face when I was eating these Dippin' Dots. I was like,
They got a Dippin' Dots sponsored.
Plug it in right there. Hurry. No, come here. Dude, come here.
I think that's
does anybody have anything else? I will say this. I'm not going to open up the Death Pot tonight. I ate a pepper tonight. I haven't eaten dinner yet. I don't want to put 10 million in my stomach yet. I do know the cautious of eating. You should always prep your stomach before doing super hot stuff like that. So please tune in next week to see me open up this bad boy. Before we head out, I always give my co-hosts time to say anything they want to say about their show, their company, and that would be the time.
I want to say something right here. I see Natalie Acevedo is in the comments here. Friday Night Bands. If you guys don't know Natalie puts on the Hops and Hot Sauce Festival in Houston. Going to be coming up in January. So Houston, Texas, there's going to be Hops and Hot Sauce. I'm hoping to have like a League of Fire presence there, whether it's, I don't know whether it's a mini belt match, but probably more than likely like a challenge stage. That would be something
That would be cool.
So,
absolutely.
Hey, to Natalie.
Absolutely. Pepper Bay, you got anything you want to add to the stream before we head out tonight?
Love you guys.
Yeah. Midge, got anything you want to add to the stream before we head out, buddy?
Nope. Just if you're in California, near Sacramento, or California, or Nevada, or anywhere else, come down to the belt match. Join us. Let's go.
Yeah. It's a fun time. It's just a fun time, whether you're in the belt match or not, just if you're hanging out. So, yeah, make sure you make time for that. Go check it out. If you have any questions, please get with either myself or anyone here on the board after the stream about the Sacramento belt match. There's also a belt match coming up in Texas, coming up soon in October. We'll talk more about that as that gets closer. I want to wish
Baltimore
everybody in the chat a happy weekend. Thank you guys for stopping by. And most importantly, our guest, Jif The Fireman.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Jif.
Anytime, guys. Anytime.
We do appreciate you coming by. We appreciate you burning with us.
You skip me, Zach.
I do want to apologize for Sean Evans.
You skip me, Zach. Hold on.
Oh.
You totally skipped me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brandon. What do you want
to say? If you want to hit me up for an original print, hit me up.
I do apologize. Sorry about that, Brandon. I don't know what
you were about to freaking flip side me, dude.
I was just apologizing to our guest backstage, Sean Evans from Hot Ones. He's been back there with his questions and his sauces. We didn't have time to bring you up, Sean. We'll get you next week, buddy. Just like everybody, we love you here from the Texas Hot Spots, and we'll be here next week, hopefully with Sean Evans. I see you back there, bud. I know you look mad. I'm sorry about that, buddy. Just couldn't get you on tonight, man. Maybe next time. Never Better Club. We see you popped in a little too late. Maybe you can go back and watch the show. It's pretty good when we burned a little bit.
We have any giveaways?
Does anybody here want to do a giveaway? I did last week's giveaway.
What do I got here?
Not excluding Jif, because Jif's our guest, and guests don't give out giveaways.
I was about to.
He's a League of Fire ambassador. He should be
If
doing
nobody has anything to give away, I have a gift. I have a gift to give away.
I got a giveaway. Here.
What you got there, Brandon?
I got a Death Nut version 2.0.
Boom. Who's it going to go to?
This is good points, guys, and this is a very hot
challenge. Can I recommend somebody?
No, I already got a person in mind.
All right.
His name is Pepper.
This person went already.
What?
Sip?
Sip Chomper has not won.
Sip Chomper, you're the winner!
Sip Chomper!
Thanks for your support, bud, and thanks for watching and tuning in. We appreciate you. Hey, and I can't wait to watch you do this. And maybe I'll join you and I'll take on the 3.0 at the same time. You can have
Sip Chomper lives in Germany. You're gonna spend like $80 on shipping.
He lives in Germany?
No, I'm just joking.
I was like, I'll ship it anyway. It don't matter.
Like, oh shit.
He lives in Germany.
Never mind.
He's in Wisconsin.
He lives in Wisconsin.
Nice. So yeah, Sip, get in my DMs and give me an address, bud.
We'll get you an address, buddy. Like I said, we're time to end. These shows are designed to last an hour. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Congratulations to Sip Chomper for winning that giveaway. Appreciate you, Brandon. And as always, next week, same time, same place, and we will catch you guys
on the flip side.
Later, Kevin K.